Greetings, everyone, and welcome to a special edition, I suppose, of Going Optimal. We're on a Sunday here. I'm not usually on the weekends, but I got invited into a streamer showdown. I'm going to be battling against a bunch of crazy talent. Other streamers, let's see, my list today. I'm going to be playing against Lord Tupperware, Numat the Nummy, Mr. Metronome, John Amari, the Ham TV, Voxy, and Pro Fumedo TK in a draft pod that we're going to do on a third-party website. And then we're going to import our decks into Magic the Gathering Arena, and then we're going to battle there. As soon as I have a bracket structure, I'll share that with y'all, and you can track along. And as soon as everybody in my draft is ready, I'm going to hop over and show you my left monitor where we're going to draft on this third-party website. And Hat just linked that, so if you want to see exactly what website we're using, it's mtgadraft.herokuapp.com. And we're close here. And while we're waiting to get fully fired off, I'm going to thank my wonderful sponsor, Card Kingdom. CardKingdom.com are purveyors of everything you need for your physical Magic game, everything you want for your tabletop MTG experience. Check them out because they have unparalleled inventory and buy list prices, and they ship quickly, and they are competitive on every access you could hope them to be competitive on. And I'm loving that they have been supporting me and my content for so long. So thank you, Card Kingdom, for all your support. And please check them out via my affiliate link in the panels. And then that lets them know you got there from here. That always helps me out. Should be starting any moment. Looks like we got all 8 thumbs up. All right, everybody, here we go with pack 1, pick 1. What have we got? I see leaping out at, wow, this is a loaded pack, which actually you don't really want to open. You want to open the pack that only has 1 good card in it. Look at this. We got, how many great picks are there? 1, 2, 3. Naturalist is okay. 4, 5, 6. I count 6 legitimate first picks here. Yikes. Well, again, that's kind of sad for us because it means the first picks, the rest of the table gets all these first picks. Yeah, I'm on Starix or Mythos. I think these are super powerful. You know me, I don't like passing the tools for a cycling deck, but Heartless Act also should be in the running, I think. We have, I mean, this is premium removal. I think it's these 3, but let's go Starix here. Also, not a ton of great green, so we could keep this thing going and maybe wheel a Naturalist. This pack is too good. You don't want packs that good. You want packs, you want to open packs that are a little lighter on playables, because now everybody at the table gets a good card out of my pack, including me, you know? So going first out of something that deep isn't as great as you'd like it to be. There's another Tactician here. Could take a Tactician. Rare missing from the pack. What else have we got? Keeping in mind the Starix, obviously we want to mutate if we're doing that. Brushwag is fine, but you're not taking that here. I'm looking for, yeah, Fire Prophecy may just be the most flexible, powerful card in the pack. And one thing about Fire Prophecy is they kill Snare Tacticians. I like that. I don't love green-red starting out, but Temur Mutate is fine. I haven't really been straight Gruul or anything, but I like a Fire Prophecy as an open pick here. I hate passing 2 Tacticians, though. Somebody's just going to get the nuts cycling deck. What somebody always does, right? Actually, that's not true. The last time we did this, the cycling power stuff ended up widely enough in all of the players' piles that nobody really got into it from there. Hey, Zach. Yeah, we'll take a Fire Prophecy. Just take good cards here and try and listen to what the table's telling us. Yeah, who's passing to us? Numat passing to us. Yeah, that was a pretty stacked pack from Numat. Boot Nipper, Otter. I'm thinking in terms of the Starix and wanting to make that a thing. That requires stuff. Although I guess if we just take a powerful blue card, I would want to take the Essence Scatter here. And I think that's my pick. It's just the most powerful, flexible card. Again, it's going to go in any blue deck, whereas Otter wants to do very specific things. Yeah, Queen, this pack is not great, especially after those first two. But Essence Scatter, Boot Nipper, and to an extent, Otter are fine. And this is this is a great crystal for the cycling deck. We're gonna take Scatter though. If I get pushed into the cycling deck from here, like if there's any kind of cycling payoff in the next pack, we do have a Fire Prophecy, and I do want to be listening for that. If Numad is playing Magic Online while he's drafting this, that's great. It means maybe I have a chance. I think I like a Heron here to go along with the Essence Scatter and the Starix. Heron, mutating Starix onto Heron or vice versa, pretty nice. And maybe we wheel Lynx. I like where we're headed, though. Green is a nice foundation for mutating nonsense. Don't even have to play green if green dries up. I mean, we're only 4 picks in here. If Blood Curdle is in the next pack for some reason, we'll take that. All right, Zach, another reason why Capture Sphere is weak. That's a pretty weak reason that Capture Sphere is weak, actually. Okie dokie. Well, not a Blood Curdle, but here's a Deadweight. Here's a Drannith Healer. Easy pick for the cycling deck we're passing. But I don't think it's good enough to take here. Well, what are we taking? Maybe this is a hedge on Healer. I mean, if anything, at least it cuts this from a cycling deck if we don't end up there. The Fire Prophecy means we could be there if we suddenly got pushed hard there. Yeah, Terran is James says very good in the Mutate deck. I think it has I'll say it has a role in the Mutate deck. James, you're right. That's where I would give you, it has a role in the Mutate deck, but if you don't have one, it's not the end of the world for a Mutate deck. And I certainly don't want to prioritize them while I'm trying to figure out this draft. We can get these. I think it should be Healer or Deadweight to stay open to the table. I'm going to take the Healer because of how it also helps tamp down the cycling deck if we don't get into it ourselves. Here, though, Mystical Subdual seems fine, and we have some good blue, so probably just pivoting back to the Subdual here over the Easy Prey. And Blitz Leech is pretty good. We don't have a black card yet. I could have taken one last pick with the Deadweight. Mole is solid, but it's another one I don't really prioritize. Personal Spoon, like, I feel like the table rarely wants them, so they just seems like they come around. I don't know. Yeah, and Subdual answers a Tactician. It's true, so I'm going to take that. Haven't really found a green card I've wanted to take over, obviously, over anything else where I'd have them. But anyway, I wonder if green is a little dry, and if we are trying to figure out where we're pivoting. But Fertilid is a nice pickup here. Checkpoint Officer and a Cycle 1. We could even take the Footfall Crater and make sure we're not, I think somebody else is the cycling deck, though. I mean, the thing is, Queen, Bath, I mean, this doesn't surprise me that it's here. Like, if you're not the cycling deck, you're just, what is this for you? It's nothing. Yeah, James, Subdual's got some weird rules text. It's either Fertilid to continue trying to get back towards the Starix pick, or we can just take the Crater and hedge towards Healer, Prophecy. Is this table going to let us be the cycling deck? I'm going to say Fertilid, though. Let's take Fertilid. I'm going to give ourselves a chance to to play this Starix with the Fertilid pick. And another scatter here does suggest to me that at least blue is the right place to be. I really don't like Capture Sphere. Not over Fertilid. Like, Capture Sphere is awkward removal that doesn't do the things I want in the format. I'll play it. I'm not saying it's unplayable. I don't prioritize it. I don't end up with them a lot because I have it a lot worse than most, and therefore I just don't end up with them as much. But for me, it leaves the creature on the battlefield. So that in itself, it doesn't turn off Snare Tacticians, and it gives them a chance to get it back or use it for value. And I don't really like Mystic Subdual for the same reason of a lot of the reasons I don't like Capture Sphere, but at least Mystical Subdual turns off utility effects, which is my big problem with like pacifism and the Capture Sphere. So we can take a Terran here. As I was saying, I don't really prioritize them, but I grab them when they're around late. This is kind of, we could also take a Reunion as a final hedge towards possibly this. I think we've taken too much blue, though. I think we have to let go the cycling deck. So we'll take a Terran. Yeah, this is best of 3. This is serious business, Queen. All right, I'm happy to see Sandworm come around, and to an extent the Hollow, and really all the, I mean, these aren't great green cards here, but just nice to see a good green card here make it to us, because I wasn't sure where we stood on green, and this makes me feel better about feeling like we are base green blue here. Crystal, interesting also, but Sandworm, obvious pick to me. I wouldn't mind, we have the Fire Prophecy for the Teamer bank, but we can also bank towards Sultai and black and potentially get that reanimation stuff going. There's a couple of good reanimators in black and black-green that can become a deck, but we'll take the Crystal here. Thwart the enemy. We tried this very early on in the format to see if this was a fog that had enough going on for it to be playable, but it still has too much setup. Like, yes, it can do stuff, but it's just like, it takes so much right for you to cast this and be happy that it's still not really playable. But we tried it. Suffocating Fumes, in case we do get into Sultai, seems reasonable. Phase Dolphin, just not interested relative to something that could actually be powerful and impactful, like Suffocating Fumes. And here's another Crystal that I'm going to take over Terran number 2. This is why I don't prioritize the Terrans. It's just I take them if they come, but they're never going to be an early pick for me. Shimmerer. Haven't really run that yet. Haven't been that desperate to mutate onto anything. All right, pack number 2. We have a Death's Oasis in the corner. That's not a good card to begin with, and it's not even a good card for us at all. Naturalist could be where we want to be here. Just move up our creature curve. Lava Serpent doesn't really do anything for us unless we do get into red, and even then it's not really what I want to be doing. Like, I'd rather have almost the Channeled Force if we were splashing the red, although I'm not loving the Channeled Force either. I think it's Naturalist for this deck. Yeah, Queen, we have a Fire Prophecy and a Healer that are on the verge of not making the cut. This Crystal's never going to be played, but this is a potential reason to want to bank towards the black between the Suffocating Fumes and the Zagoth Crystal. And my ideal to find and play like a Back for More that comes our way or something. Ugh. Always force cycling. I should just force cycling because they're all better than me anyway. Too late for that ship. Hey, Rob. There's an otter here. There's a brushwag for slightly cheaper targets for mutate. This could be where I shrug and I guess take a capture sphere. I hate taking capture sphere pick 2, but I'm not against playing them. I just against picking them pick 2, but I don't know what else we do here. What a nightmare, passing a Flourishing Fox for a capture sphere. Trouble is, if we lean black, for me, it's on the splash at this point. We're trying to cast Essence Scatters and Naturalists on 2. So I don't want to try and also cast Nippers on 2. I want to be mutating onto blue and green things like bells, the flying bell and the brushwag here. I'm gonna take the capture sphere. I don't like it. I really don't like how the table is making me regret cycling, but I feel like I regret cycling every time I'm not in it. But we could have a 3 Snare Tactician, 1 Fox, 1 Stinger, tons of cycle 1 cycling deck already. Thornwood Falls might even be the pick here. I mean, what else is there? I'm gonna take this. Yeah, I'm actually taking land. Ugh. Throw up a little in my mouth and take a land here. But I'm all right. Yeah, it just feels. This feels so rotten. This is like, I think, maybe the worst part of having a broken archetype in a format. Like, my psyche would be at so much more peace right now if I didn't have this feeling that we've just, as a table, are handing one person a broken cycling deck that's going to wreck us all. It'd be nice if it just felt like, oh, that's a pretty good deck going that way, but not like that. I have no hope to 3-0 because I have to go through that deck. Yeah, and it looks, at least got my back for more than I was hoping for. But look at the cycling deck continue to get monstrous payoffs. Well, with all these Snare Tacticians we're passing, we need to really prioritize removal that can kill them. So let's keep that in mind for what that's worth. If we can kill all the Snare Tacticians, you can beat the you can absolutely beat the cycling deck. So that's the key, though. And maybe we do try and even double splash or something to help with that, with managing those tacticians. But right now we're just, right now the best deck we're passing is obviously the cycling deck. Yeah, we're super low on removal that cares, that can manage Snare Tacticians in particular. Essence Scatter counters them. That's one way to deal with it. Don't tell John Laux I said this, but backdrafting is miserable. Backdrafting is a waste of my time as a Magic player. Symbiote probably here, although maybe we don't even try to mutate on. Like, we got to watch out for 2-for-1ing ourselves with dangerous mutates, but I think we have to take this. Oh, come on, it's fun theoretically, but do you like, you know, let me put it this way. Backdrafting is when you are drafting a deck that other people at the table have to play and win with. So you're trying to draft the worst deck possible. And it's all very clever and interesting sounding for a moment, and then you do it, and then you're just like, I remember playing with with decks that are good. Playing with good decks feels good, you know? I don't know. Backdrafting, I would like to do the backdrafting draft, but then not play the games. Like, somebody just judge the worst deck. Maybe getting lucky with Song of Creation is how we beat this table. But probably just need to take a Mentor here. Or a Blitz Leech for Splash and Black. Dropping a Leech on 6, not the worst. Unfortunately, -2 does not, again, kill the Snare Tacticians. Some people may be participating without streaming. Not everybody is necessarily streaming. You talking about Song of Creation? You want to take Song of Creation and fall flat on our face? All right, sure. This table's so tough anyway, I may as well go for some high variance. Hunted Nightmare. Doesn't look like anybody's interested in it. Are we? Take a plummet for the board. I think I might take plummet for the board, although yeah. Mammoth is interesting, yes, but I don't. It's another one I don't really prioritize. I think I'm gonna take a plummet. And then this is best of 3. It'll be fine for the board. Another Subdual. Facet Reader, as I was talking with Marshall about the other day, if I am going to run a Song of Creation, I love a Facet Reader to be able to pitch the land when you draw one and can't go off. But I don't need to prioritize it here in pack 2. I think we take Fertilid or Subdual here. And we're still pretty low on 3s and trying to play multiple colors. I'm going to take Fertilid over a Subdual, although again, I like it more than a lot of the removal because it does handle things like Snare Tactician. Maybe I am supposed to take Subdual. Yeah, I'm going to take Subdual again. Sorry, like we've seen so many Tacticians. I do want to have something to potentially get rid of them. And to that end, Channeled Force is not great, but I think the play over any of this other stuff could technically kill a Tactician in the right spot. Yeah, black seems pretty open. I've had really bad results with the Tactician, the hunted, that hunted thing. It has the floor of being uncastable. I've had times with that hunted card in my hand where I was like, yep, I got the mana for this, but given this board, I can't play this right now. It would be a waste to play this right now. And that's a pretty bad floor. So it's got a horrendous floor that really concerns me. Brushwag, Channeled Force. I just don't love this card. Maybe we just want a Giraffe, but this one, despite this having been historically a fine type of play, I feel like in this format it just doesn't do enough. It doesn't land, doesn't stick. Yeah, I'll take the Force. We might get wacky. I'm just gonna gack this Reflection. I could take this as we're technically green, but screw you. Cycling deck, and that's at least that probably means there's only one 3-0 cycling deck in the pod, because if that made it all the way around, there's only one cycling player, because this was in a pack with Snare Tactician, so the cycling player took the Snare Tactician. Volpakit, not going to make the cut, but we'll take it. Not splashing white here. I don't like my deck much. It's doing like one powerful thing, cycling Sandworms and bringing them back for more. Blitz Leech could be a fine, that's a fine 14th pick though. Shark Typhoon is one way to help your deck recover. One of the better rares in the format, so we're pretty happy to take that being already in blue. Possible we could hardcast this if we're doing enough non-creature, right? You know, Song Creation, Capture Sphere, Channeled Force, Crystals, all that stuff. And we have a lot of non-creatures here, so let's see if that can do something for us. That, by the way, was me loading Lola's bracket setup. So here, I'll show you that. Here's the brackets. So I'm playing pro. Great. We're passing to right now to the person I'm playing against. This could help our splash. What else we got? Another scatter here. Gust of wind is some interaction. It's not removal per se, but it's some interaction. We don't have a ton of flying yet. We have a Heron. We have a Shark Typhoon. Heron, Terron. Yeah, we're probably just on scatter number a million. It's scatter or gust. Gust number 1 or scatter number 3. It is known, Razor, but I don't know. I didn't look it up, but it is known because that event finished. All right, let's take a scatter. Maybe we can wheel that bounce. Fiddles likes the gust. I'll take endless scatters. I might even wheel that gust. If we had more flyers, I'd be on the gust, but we're not even on. We don't even have the flyers for it. Where's our bell? Where's our glimmer bell? Well, we know this isn't great. Maybe we're just supposed to take Ominous Seas here. This Mythos says, search your library for a card, put that card in your graveyard, then shuffle your library, and then the text is return up to 2 permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. So 4 mana, get 2 permanents back. But Fiddles, it's a sorcery. I know you're saying it's slow, but I mean, blink of an eye had serious game because A, you could cast it as a 2 mana spell when you were desperate, and B, it was an instant. I think the comparison to Blink is understandable, but a little overselling it. Anyway, I'm on Ominous Seas or Mythos or even this Humble Naturalist. Maybe we just want another Naturalist to get, but accelerating to what? Ugh, I'm not liking this deck, honestly. Yeah, maybe we need to Ominous. I'm gonna Ominous. And Ominous with Channeled Force is fun. Millionth Essence Scatter. If I knew we were getting 4th, maybe I'd take the first one of those. Are we Kahira? Not companioning it, but sometimes you just straight play a creature like this, but I don't think we are when we can just get a Recluse, and a Recluse is doing a little more of what we want here. I don't like. I got. Let's see. Yeah, Cat, Elemental, Nightmare, Dinosaur, Beast. We got some of it, but we're not. I don't think we're willing to. We're not going to be willing to companion it, so I'm just going to take the Recluse. Because I want to play a Brushwag, because there's too much stuff that I think that we're going to want to play. I want to play this Naturalist. I think you're wrong, Personal Spoon. I'm taking that. I'm not even taking it. Here, I like a Heron. Heron number 2. Well, when you're as almighty as a Brushwag, you get your own creature type. Yeah, we might not play both of these. Might cut the song and run the forces. If we're doing the seas, I think I'd rather combine the forces with the seas than worry about the song. This was kind of almost a joke pick anyway. I don't really like this card. Maybe we'll play it if I can get get a Facet Reader or 2. But closing in on the end here. what does it matter, Queen? What's the difference? My personal goal is to make the second tournament, which means going 2-1 or better, but it doesn't mean that, like, we draft differently because our goal is 2-1 or better as opposed to, like, 3-0. I'll take another wag, but we don't even have that much mutate. It's like, I don't know if I'm gonna want to. I don't see anything else here to take. We'll take another wag. I care about the outcome of every Magic game I put myself into, Queen. But I hear what you're saying. I'm just saying my mentality is one of I'm trying to make the correct decision. Look, Magic's presenting me with another decision. What's the correct one, right? Like, my mentality just doesn't change. It's one decision after another, and every one that comes my way, I'm trying to make it as correctly as I can. And the stakes don't really matter to me on that front. I think a 3-mana thing that we might mutate onto. You don't really like to mutate onto these big things. We need a Farfinder. Where's our Farfinders for the mutate? Maybe we just want another Blitz Leech here. Probably what we need to do to have something higher impact. Another Song of Creation, so it could really do that trick. Maybe I'll just pick up... here's this land to help us splash, but we have double Fertilid, so... didn't we? I thought we got another Fertilid. Maybe I picked something else. We got one Fertilid. So do you like a Cliffs, a Reader, or a Recluse, or even a second song? We could go in on song. What if we play two? What if we have two songs on the battlefield? Does we just win the tournament if that happens? All right, we'll take another Spider. Yeah, let's take a Spider. We need to mutate here. Hey, look, Gust came back. I like that. I'm going to pick up a Gust here for some interaction over the Wolf Bear. Although, do we have human? We do have a Naturalist. Maybe we do need just another dude. Yeah, this will be on YouTube probably tomorrow night. And by the way, I'm not going to... I think I'm going to take tomorrow off. It's a U.S. holiday, and I've been debating it, and I'm just going to sleep in and take tomorrow off since I'm streaming today. What do you like, Gust or Bear? Last few seconds here to figure this out. Maybe Gust. Yeah, I'll take Gust. Oh, and here's another Gust. All right, fine. Tempo mutate. We can't kill your Snare Tacticians, but we Gust them until we can scatter them. My deck is hilarious, but not in a be proud of yourself way. Impulse. Spinnerets. I'll take a Spinnerets in case. And we got enough going on at 2 that I don't want to anticipate. I'll take this and probably not play it. Deck is weak. Weak. Probably not playing that. Probably not splashing the black at this point. Not playing this. Let's assume we're splashing some red, but not black. Yeah, that probably means we have to choose Channeled Force or Song of Creation. With Ominous Seas as a significant way we might win, I think we have to just cut the song. If we want a double force. Round 1 OP, what do you mean? Overpowered or opponent? 32. This can go here. We're going to play that. We'll board that. All right. Board that. Moving this out just so I can see my actual land count. Oh yeah, cutting the black. Oh, maybe, but that's back for more. We can't cut the back for more, right? How greedy can we be? Boy, that's pretty greedy to run the back for more here. Yeah, deck has some high points, but I mean, are you happy? Like, do you think that you look at this and think I'm happy with this? This came out great. I think this came out very vulnerable to a lot of the actually good stuff in the format. But we'll make it work the best we can. What else can we cut? I don't think we can cut. I don't think I want to cut a gust, but maybe I need to work on this in. Hey Toto, welcome. How many creatures is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plus a Shark Typhoon. So we're super low on creatures. So we definitely want to get rid of spells and maybe need to bring creatures back. We didn't really cut many. Yeah, I called out Shark Typhoon as our kind of plus. Yeah, maybe that does mean we have to let, like, or maybe it's a channeled one of the channel forces goes. And then this is kind of a 2. Yeah, maybe it's 1 gust, 1 channeled force, or maybe it's maybe we do end up with 2 scatters, 2 gusts. Could that be correct? $17 from here. Maybe 17 is too many. Yeah, we could cut the old capture sphere I don't like to bring back in the essence scatter and just stay tempoing that way. Or maybe bring in capture sphere when it's clearly good, like when our opponent can't abuse us for playing it. Definitely has to be non-creatures. I don't want to give it, and we have although we do have potential creatures from making octopi. Right on, Dwayne. Thanks for the follow. Glad you found us. All right, I'm going to go with this. I don't love it. It's our deck, though. Seven, 8 is 15, 16. I want 8, 8, 1. All right, let's head back to the client and see what this looks like. Oops, all right. I'll cut this one, since this is the new one. Boxnado. bring in our land. Where is that land we had? There it is. Oh. Let's go with Avon's today. Unless somebody claimed it. I haven't. When I do these offline drafts, I lose sight of the chat more than usual. So if anybody has bling that they've redeemed, let me know. Yeah, I'll put in some extra lands, although I wonder if we're really doing... Yeah, I guess I'll put in some black in case we want to do that. There's no white we're ever going to bring in, though. Oh, wait, we can go down island here. There we go. I like 9, 8 plus the 1. I've never liked it because it's super expensive and leaves the creature on the battlefield without nullifying its special abilities. So it gives opponents a chance to leverage them for value by sacrificing them. It gives them a chance to remove the enchantment. It gives them a chance to continue using activated abilities. And at 4 mana, that's a long list of drawbacks for removal. That being said, yeah, I would, playing it is not wildly incorrect anything, but since this is best of 3 and we had to make some tough cuts, what I'm doing is playing the Gust of Wind or the Essence Scatter number 3, Gust of Wind number 2 as just generically good against everything, and then when we have matchups that are better for that Capture Sphere, I'm going to bring it in against these. Nobody's claimed Rob, but I'm going to say I'm on a timetable with other drafters here. And I want to get focused on getting to playing, so I want to... Let me first go down here. I want to let them know I'm optimal number 32646. All right. Oh, Rob, did you already do it? Unique promo basics. I don't even know. Like, you got to do basics I have. All right. Thanks, Rob. Oh. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm done with it. Gosh, I give an inch to chat and they take a mile. I'm not doing one individual unique basic lands anymore. You choose your basics and that's it. None of this every land is different nonsense. You go torture other people with that BS. All right, Pro Fumeto is going to challenge me in a minute, so Rob, I will let you choose lands one type. Sorry, Rob, I don't care what you like. That's then pick something new every time you redeem. That's how you get your variety. Pick a different one every redemption. All right, Rebecca Guay, you got it. Killing a little time here, waiting for Fumeto anyway, so no problem to swap Guay. I even know where she is. She lives between my favorites. Maybe I'm supposed to be going 8, 7. The reason I'm pushing extra green, even though blue is our heavier color, is that the green has the Fertilid. That was my thinking. It's Fertilid and the the naturalist. So that's, yeah, and that makes sense. Even though there's more blue early that we want to cast, I think making sure we can cast our Fertilids and naturalists when we have them is important. And yes, we have 2 Brushwags for turn 1 Brushwags, although whether or not we get those out on turn 1 is less important than getting them out before we mutate. Good time zone, Buckeye. Yep, this stream is going to take the place of tomorrow's stream. I'm going to take tomorrow off, so enjoy. Also got a cycle. All right, I'm gonna wait on a challenge from Pro here. Apparently I have too many friends. Sorry, somebody offline. I'm gonna pick somebody like Havoc. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna unfriend you. Sorry. I can't believe that buddies would be that low. Maybe it's not me. Maybe, all right. Yeah, it was me, I guess. All right, here we go. This is effectively a traditional, so I'll let you, we'll par pull it. And it's T-par. I will turn on my emotes for the purposes of fellow streamer drafting. All right, I don't love this, but we can keep. Symbiote on 2 is not the worst. Just hope we find some action. Oh, thank you. Let's get you to the right place. Appreciate that reminder. All right, found a Brushwag, and we can hold up the Subdual. Probably not gonna cast a Subdual before we untap, but it does have Flash, so we can. We could even throw a Subdual on the Reader if we wanted to stop it from looting, but I'm gonna let him loot and save the Subdual for the must-kill stuff. But I like this. I like the Subduals and obviously over the capture spheres because they're half the cost and they stop the utility effects. Of course, they only reduce the power by 2. It's not like it gets, at least capture sphere, if it does what you're hoping from it, completely nullifies the creature. And I grant you that that's not what's happening here. But between the Flash and all the other stuff going around, I like the Subdual a lot better, for example. That's my mod's funny joke because Mama always likes to vote 7 no matter what my deck is in best of 1. And so even though 7 is not a possible result, we like to give Mama the option. We're funny around here. That's the bottom line. We're funny. Are we gonna do this to the reader? I don't... Oh yeah, it's true. Sphere also has flash. That's a good point. So I'm not gonna do it here though. I'm gonna pass. I'd rather just set him back with a gust and attack in. Although I'm a little nervous sending in the wag here. Okay, that's actually good to see. I was not going to be super comfortable sending in the wag when there was that much open mana, because then you're saying if they block with a facet reader, you're committed to activation, and activating for 4 into 4 open mana is just dicey. I'm going to go ahead and tempo with this here and just gust. We could send back the capture sphere. That'd be funny, but we'll just... Maybe we should. We can go reader or sphere. Yeah, sure. Let's just send back the capture sphere. Make them replay. It just costs him more mana. Stinger. Well, Mystical Subdual can turn into removal in a spot like this. And Brushwag pretty safe to attack now since they are tapped out. Yep, they are holding the sphere for something else, but we're not really going to give it to them. We know they have it, so we'll make them put the sphere on one of these things before we invest too much into anything. Yeah, I don't hate sending the reader back, but we cost him 4 mana instead of 2, and I do like that. Yeah, we drop a hexproof next that doesn't care about the sphere. What nerds. Just over there reading. Let's see. No... third spell, no land to like cycle into something. So we again have some fairly safe attacks with the Subdual. Probably Subdual Gust on this turn and not the Terran. Or Subdual Brush. Anyway, we're going to send in. We have a Brush Pump, we have a Gust at 4, we have Naturalist, we have Subdual at 2. So basically some combination of Naturalist and Subdual and Pump or Gust. This is... Oh wait, I gotta make sure I get the right one. We want to kill the one that's not going to be subdued. So we will subdue the reader over here. And yeah, I'll still gust. I'm gonna gust the Wolverine. Wow. I got one of those. Well, we also have a Wilt in the board that we're going to be bringing in. But let's mutate here. I know they got a capture sphere, but like I'm hoping we get something other than land. We got land. And maybe Terran has to go to the air? Is this... Target creature or planeswalker. All right, so now Channeled Force we can't even cast yet, unfortunately. Haven't found any of our fixing. Too bad we didn't find something better free than a land. That's what I was really hoping for with the kind of greedy Starix play. Now we're probably going to have to try and get this Terran through. I just don't know how many sharks we're going to be facing. And we may not be able to beat the sharks. But we can drop Naturalist and Terran, so I'm going to do that. Yeah, maybe I was supposed to do Hexproof. That sounds correct. I think I screwed up. I think I should have put the Hexproof out first. I felt under immediate pressure here, such that I wanted to get in a big hit if I could. But now if they make multiple sharks, I don't even know, like, this Channeled Force is, like, dead. Maybe I should have kept Naturalist and Land in hand for the Channeled Force, because this can't help cast it. But either we're drawing blanks that we save for Channeled Force, or we're drawing action. Yeah, we're not playing lands anymore, for sure. My only question is whether I should have even held the Naturalist or the Naturalist in the other land. But at 7, we do also kind of want to go wide, so... The mistake was bouncing the sphere. I don't think so. I just didn't play around it right after we bounced it. And we have that card too, just not in our hand. That attack certainly implies that a 4-mana shark is waiting for us. No. Did they just lose? Jinx, they can make 2 4-mana sharks at instant speed. That's what that means. In fact, it's not even really worth attacking. Throw this out. At least go to combat. There you go. I'm going to scoop it up. Bringing in Wilt. Plummet. I don't want to overthink just like the Sharknado. Like, often Shark Typhoon isn't even cast as an enchantment, so let's not overboard either. Don't go overboard on boarding. So, like, cut the Plummet. Yeah. That's the question, Hat. I mean, for sure, Wilt, we saw plenty of targets, right? So Wilt's no problem, because even if they don't cast Sharknado as an enchantment, this still gets the capture spheres. But Plummet, we only saw the shark, but as Hat points out, but it's a blue deck. You know, you're probably going to get something to Plummet, right? Right. I just don't want to board in Flying Hate because of one card that we saw. One card is just not enough for me to bring in something as narrow as a Plummet. But you could argue that the blue base of the deck implies other flyers. And I think I'm going to do just the Wilt for a scatter. And I'm going to call that done. I don't know what you're saying, Merc. Gotta mulligan this. Just, well, Stark's on 5 isn't the worst, but right now that's where we're starting, and it's not good enough. Wow. Magic's fun. Maybe we keep this so that on turn 4 we can throw away... No. Alright, we're keeping this. Sending this. And... the Wag. Maybe you think, oh, we want to keep the Wag. It's a turn 1 play. But... I like keeping enough lands to be able to do something with Typhoons, you know, and recover, like counter early creature and try and recover with this. Slim. Slim, but it's what I'm doing. With that, we're going to play Forest so we can have Scatter up on 2. And then we'll play this next. Keep Scatter up. Yeah, we'll scatter that. And we'll keep scattering, although this 1-for-1ing is just like ultimately not good for us, but I don't want to not do anything. And hoping to find a land and cycle into a 3/3 and like eat the Ceratops, that's not good either. So it's like, yeah, we're stopping their stuff, but we're just so behind on cards that we're going to lose unless we can make... we may even have to just land Typhoon as an enchantment and really cross our fingers. But let's see. Let's see what they do. If Fumeto doesn't add much here, we'll pass. All right, I'm going to pass. And I'm going to Terran on Hexproof here and see if they have a counter of their own. Well, what do you think, gang? I guess we got to cycle it, right? Because we don't have anything to play into it. So we're going to go for a 5/5 flyer that draws us a card and hope it's good. Wizard wants to play this right now. Anybody else want to play this, hard cast this, and cross our fingers? It's possible that's our only hope. Like, the trouble is, like, we cycle it, we make a 5/5, we attack with it, and then they capture sphere it. I think with how... this is a really kind of interesting decision. Yeah. But there's two ways we can get lucky here. Two ways we can get lucky. We can get lucky by casting the Typhoon and hoping we draw the non-creatures to make it happen. The other thing we can do is get lucky that they don't have an answer to a 5/5 flyer. And that's the thing, though. Let's check about what are we making that's big. We have Channeled Force makes a 4/4. Two gusts of winds that make 4/4s. But then we get into wilts and stuff. Yeah, I'm done. Like, we aren't doing enough large things to bother hard casting the Typhoon. Wait a turn? Why? To, like, find what? Like, we find a 4 mana thing and we go, okay, we're gonna play it instead? Anyway, I'm paying. Yeah, that's what we figured. Yeah, that's the idea. Wilt the sphere eventually. I hear you, Wizard, but we had 1, 2, 3, 4. We had five 2 mana instance non-creatures and 3 4 mana non-creatures. So a total of 8 triggers. 5 of them that make 2/2 sharks, and 3 of them that make 4/4 sharks. And that's felt too thin to take your line. I mean, I expressed my concern that this is exactly what was going to happen, but it still felt like the line we had to take. It was close. I mean, it's not like it wasn't close. I kind of agonized over it. Had to get lucky one way or the other. I went for Capture Sphere luck, and we didn't get it. And also, there's at least a backup plan on the Capture Sphere that we do have a wilt somewhere in the deck. Yeah. I think I can probably link the nope, I can't. Here we go. Now I can. Not only 8 hits, Frank, but 5 of them are pretty medium. A 2/2 flyer is all right, right? It's not like a 1/1. It's much better than a 1/1, but just felt like we didn't hit well enough to bother. I'm on letting that live for now, although we prophecy it, we can pitch this forest and look for other action. But I think I'm going to wait. Yeah, this is one reason why. Now we got a Channeled Force. That's an instant. That's all right. I'm going to hold stuff and see here. Fertilid, what does that do? We're pretty well covered on lands, but right now it threatens to trade with the Wolverine. I'm going to play it. It can help thin our deck too. But mainly, right now, it threatens Wolverines while still leaving a channeled force up. Yeah, I am gonna thin a little. We mulliganed to 5 in this one, but we're hanging on. I'll leave the Fertilid around there, though. Okay. Feels like Greater Sandworm is not going to get there, but we're going to try. Still, make him have cards. Ugh. Yeah, if you actually hard cast a Sharknado to make your second Sharknado, you probably get your oppo to scoop because you just made a 6/6 flying shark. Fortunately, I've gone down below removal mana, so we're going to take 6 here. Could have played the forest and had it, but I also wanted the keep the lands for this channeled force. And now I'm just going to try the Fire Prophecy line on it, though. Well, we can put it on the Terran and slowly get it big enough, right? Yeah, I guess that's what we have to do. I'm just also trying to make sure we're leverage the channeled force, although we can't cast it this turn. All right. Yeah, we'll mutate here and try to get big, but it looks like we may get countered again. Oh, made it. Facet Reader, can't stop that. Don't want to stop that. Ah, Symbiote, you're just a touch late. We just had the reverse order, that would have been cool. Maybe I don't even play the Symbiote. Oop, I was trying to bring that back to hand. I guess we play the Symbiote. Because I might want to pitch it to the channeled force. But I was trying to bring it back to hand, and I guess I didn't pull it back far enough. That's alright, we'll draw more Mutate, and then we'll be happy about it. Really want that counter. Could look for it by killing the otter. I think I'm going to go look for a counter spell. I don't want a second Terran down. And I'm going to kill the otter. Target player. We're the player drawing cards, and this is the creature I want dead. Although maybe I should do the reader, but I'm going to do this one. Nope, no counter. Yeah, I should have killed the facet reader. I'm just... the rope got me there a little bit. No, Ominous Seas is interesting, although I don't know if we can even try to win with it at this point. We might need to try and cycle it. So that's the question now, then. With 17 cards in library, what kind of card drawing do we have? We're not drawing all that much. I think we need to find our heavy hitters, so I'm going to cycle this. Yeah, there we go. This could actually get us there. Let's see if this works. Yeah, this is a plan. I mean, I don't know what to do, gang. Yeah, wilt or bust. I think it's one of the dumber rules in Magic, actually. And if they could figure it out, they would change that. That's exactly the kind of interaction that, while it makes you feel clever, to do, makes newer players feel awful and is so unintuitive that intermediate players can't find it. They need to be told it. They need, you know, people need to be told that rule. So I think it's pretty bad, and they should actually close that loophole. They are the controllers of the Magic rules. They could come up with rules that said that that doesn't work. They just have to change the words in their rules. But you know what, Aleatory? Hexproof exists, so it's a problem. Copying enchantment, copying auras doesn't require them to target. They just need to be put onto a new legal target. That's the thing, I use the word target. It needs to be placed legally, but you're choosing where it goes. It's not targeted. It's dumb. It's dumb. Anyway, here's our wilt. That's great. I don't think they showed us a convolute, but we can pay for the convolute pretty easily. I'm going to hold the wilt until the end of their turn. I would want to play it now if we thought that doing it with this much mana tapped matters, but I don't think that matters, so we're not going to do it. Could send in. I'm going to send in a symbiote and chump activate Fertilid, and I'm going to play Forest. We don't have any more looting, really. Let's see, we've got... Yeah, there's nothing else that loots, so playing lands is fine. I don't know what that means, Viziart, but okay. Yeah, we used Fire Prophecy and... No, I'm going to let them have their... I want them to plan out their turn. Oh, God, you got to be kidding me. We still need to wilt our own, though, right? Oh, this could be... All right. I'm not going to do anything. It's 3, 4, 5. Now they have to play something, or we kind of win. This is why I was waiting. Oppo doesn't know that we're going to untap with an 8-11. And we can even do this here. It's not necessarily GG. They have 2 mana and a Shark Typhoon. Oh, did I play? Yeah, maybe I played in the Essence Scatter and let him have a play. I was trying to spread it around, but I guess I should have put it on the hexproof. But no, they still could have made a blocker. That's the thing. Now, we're at 6. We send in 8. We leave back this. 3, 4, 5, 6. Ugh. But they have a forced block. 8, 9, 10, 11. This is a forced block. And, yeah. I think this is the play. Because the Shark is a forced block, and then they don't have enough to crack back for the win with the Symbiote on D. I wasn't playing around stuff because we couldn't beat stuff, Lizard. Like, you say wouldn't attack now. What's your plan? Like, it's almost like the real mistake there was that I played into the Essence Scatter. Seriously, I think the only mistake on that last sequence was that I just should have tried to hope they did not have a 2-mana play that turn, right? Because I could have said, like, no. I don't think we should have swung and then mutated. Well, yeah, we could have swung and then mutated, but we would have still lost, right? I'm just saying, I think the correct play there was to try to make the, like, when they played the Sharknado to the board with 2 mana up, I just knew that if they untapped, they were going to win. If they were going to untap, they don't play that out if they didn't have a fistful ready to make sharks. And so now you're distracting me, D. Anyway, we could have made them have the ability to make sharks there. And then if they didn't have the ability to... If Essence Scatter was their only 2-mana instant, we could have won there. And we should have played to make Essence Scatter be their only 2-mana instant. And I don't need comments on how sharp you think I am versus other times, D. If you want to make comments about the action itself, go for it. But a weird assessment of my relative engagement doesn't help me. All right. Probably have to eliminate other buddies. Sorry, people I'm unfriending. I don't know who you are. I have no problem just accepting friends, but apparently Wizards has me on a count that makes it so that I have to remove some friends to add some friends. All right, Jan Yan, let's do this. 40 card, best of 3. And if we want to... Oh wait, we can do a tournament match, that's fine. I was trying to make extra things in the air, but it ultimately didn't matter. It was close, but it didn't matter. We're going to keep this, though. Haven't found our third land yet. We really need to find one off the top or we're going to be in trouble here. At least we have Essence Scatter into the Naturalist. I'm going to go ahead and scatter that. If we don't find another land, scatter number 2 is all we're going to have. Well, we have a Subdual, I suppose, but... Alright, we found land, so that makes me want to get this Recluse down. Although, did they miss... they missed land number 3, so maybe actually what we're supposed to do here is Subdual the Naturalist. I'm going to do that and try to get them while they're down. They found land. Of course, you go after their mana base and they immediately find the land. I think if you assume you're going to lose if they untap, then you should just try to win without giving them an Essence Scatter out, right? That's where I'm at with that game. It didn't matter, but I think that was the... it didn't affect the outcome based on what happened, but that would have been correct, I'm pretty sure. That's why we didn't get any of our Naturalists back on the wheel. With this all down, though, I'm going to go ahead and Heron the Recluse and try to start getting in the air. Well, if they give us a chance, I may do this again. Drawing 2 cards, making a 7/8 flyer would be pretty sweet. Subdual. I'm not going to do anything more into this. I'm going to hold up Essence Scatter and Subdual and keep attacking. Can also cycle the Worm. Could cycle the Worm looking for land. Maybe that's what we do here if we don't want a Shark Typhoon at the end of that turn. Double Scatter is interesting, though. It's possible we literally scatter 2 things, although I can't believe they don't have it seems unlikely they're going to cast 2 creature spells next turn, so I'm going to cycle the worm looking for land. All right, found the land. I don't feel the need to subdue the Wag yet. If they want to invest their mana into Wag pumps, I am in for that. Well, okay, so here's why there could have been a reason to keep up 2 scatters, is it's not that they're going to do 2 spells on their turn, it's that they're doing 1 on our turn and 1 on theirs. That being said, I'm going to get rid of that and continue to keep the fingers crossed on our 5/6 flyer staying where it is, which is attacking. Nope. With Subdual, Scatter, and Force, we could consider holding mana for Hardcast of the Typhoon. And with another flyer that we can get down for sure with no counters, I'm just gonna... Boy, there's so many sets where I'm just so happy with the 3/4 flyer for 5. It's kind of weird to play one and be so sad. Oh, it's only just a Hardcast Heron. It's like, it's not too bad. With the lack of flying defense, I think it makes sense if we get another land and the coast is clear to drop the Typhoon as an enchantment, because we actually have the goods this time. A 2/2 flyer, a 2/2 flyer, and a 4/4 flyer are all reasonable. How soon we cast a Channeled Force, though, remains to be seen. All right, just when I thought... Does this take... All right, it loses all abilities, including ones it got from counters, right? So it would lose reach. Oh, that's true. We need a mountain anyway. Well, that's interesting. Maybe that means we are supposed to cycle it. But I like Hardcast and then subdue the thing, and we put 5 points of 5 points of flying in the air. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. That's another rules thing I would try to avoid putting in a set. Maybe they just figured it was all worth it and they couldn't find a way around it, but Subdual in a set with counters that stop working if they're there, but don't stop working if they get added after is a really weird rules scenario to put in front of any player, much less newer players. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, there's all these... people are explaining it, but it doesn't change how... And thank you. It's just like, my commentary, though, is... It's really rough when your mechanics need that much explaining. All right, we're going to hold the falls for hopefully a featured force. And we're just going to subdual now on the flyer. And get in... Now, we are looking at a pretty big smack next turn. Maybe I can't even do it. Gosh. So, we're looking at a 4/4, a 4/4, and a pump 4/4. So, like, they're going to be able to send in for 12, 13 if you count the giraffe. So, we do have one chump. I'm just not looking forward that I have to chump. Still, I think getting these flyers in, getting this flyer in, and maybe essence scattering something to add to the pressure is going to be our best hope. So, yeah, Heron would be a chump also, so let's send in the Heron and try to get there from here. Maybe I'm supposed to play the Thornwood Falls for the life at this point, but... I was figuring they would attack with this one. In any case, we're blocking 4 power, so I don't think we lose or anything, but we're going to take a smack. And I can hold... I'm going to hold on the land. If we feel like we need the life, I can do that next turn. Yeah, we're taking at least 8, right? At least 8. I mean, basically, I'm just throwing the shark on the wolf bear, and we take the rest. I could throw the shark on the brushwag to make them do only that, but there's a way in which I'm hoping they decide to not pump the brushwag and go for adding to the board so that we can essence scatter and create another 2/2. So we're gonna hope they don't pump here, but I imagine they pump and pass, and then we're in deep trouble. Okay, that's great. Great. We have a chance. We have a chance if they go for a creature spell here. They're not going for it. Which means we're dropping this. Now I'm sad because we don't have Essence Scatter and Wag Pump because we didn't play the Thornwood Falls. And we're up against it again, gang. Maybe dead. A boon. I guess I don't know what boon you're talking about. Oh, that boon. Yeah, I didn't remember the card. No, we don't have a boon. And we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's no double pump there. I guess we try and make the double pump a thing, or try to trade for the wag. Although maybe, yeah, it doesn't matter. We gotta pump. Yeah, I guess we gotta remove the bear more than the wag, but we gotta chump anyway. So let's still force the activation. Looks like they have a response to our wag, which probably means we dead. Not this turn, but that effectively ends our chances in this one. Alright. Sultai. Mirror-ish match. We don't have the black, but looking similar. They're capture sphering. We can bring back in the wilt. I don't know what else they're doing enchantment-wise. Let's see if there's anything. We can always cycle it if we don't hit it, so reasonable inclusion. Combat tricks. I'm getting desperate. Told you I didn't like this deck, and it hasn't really done anything to impress me. We have some good cards, but Typhoon failed us anyway, and Starix has only showed up once for no effect. Yeah, Force has been awful. We can just cut the red. I like the Fire Prophecy, though. Maybe I just don't have enough sources of red to be running the 2-splash. Go Get a little more disciplined on the mana. Oh, forgot to add, even though I got reminded to add. You gotta be kidding me. Classic. Classic. Oh wait, there is. I just gotta add it from here, I guess? Weird. Alright. Hey guards. G-Guards rating, thank you. I don't think Convolute, but I think Sphere, yes. Wilt, yes. Yeah, we tried black for more, but I'm running out of time. I think I'm just going to send this in here. Is it defensible? It's defensible. We would have it if I had just taken Tactician, pack one, pick one, we'd have a busted deck. As it is, our deck is on the brink of elimination. All right, keeping this. Naturalist into Starix on 4 is plan A. So frustrating, but I'm gonna actually cycle this Seize. Maybe we find a 2-drop creature. Nope, but there's a Fertilid to help find our mana at least. Being on 5 here, I could... Couple things we could do instead of Starix, because Starix mutates on 6. We could play the Forest, play the Fertilid, and use the Fertilid to guarantee mana number 6 that allows us to mutate Starix onto the Fertilid, and hope we find good stuff for this Wolf. Yeah, they're on Mono Forest, but they're about to beat us down much harder than we are managing. I think it comes to the Forest no matter what. So then Heron is the other option. We could just go for a Heron here. But I think I like the Naturalist to cast the Fertilid so we can do the Fertilid. Get our blue going and get a Starix mutated. So I have to take a big smack here because we can't block any of this. So Wolf Bear and Naturalist are going to come in and bring the pain. We really need to mutate into something like a Terran or another something that can block here. That's the real, or you know. Mutate into our Sandworm. How about that? But we're going to try. All right, that's not bad. We'll put it on the Wolf Bear. That means we can attack, too. Interesting cycle of the Wilt as opposed to just getting the Capture Sphere off. Maybe they felt that was too slow. Maybe they have another Wilt. Oh yeah, if shields are down, we're going to try to mutate on Starix again for sure, because the Starix triggers for each mutate This somewhat suggests a counter spell. I'm going to start with the Wag, try to get that drawn out, and then we can still Heron if they don't have the counter. All right, there's no pause there, so I'm going to take that as a good sign. That's how it goes, I guess. Yeah, I should have gotten a land. I forgot it was under there. It's also not an instant, so... There's that. I guess we still... we got a hexproof here. Probably subdue the mammoth so that the Terran can block it. I'm just bummed because I tried to do the adult thing and take a Star X over a Snare Tactician, pack one, pick one, and we have a weak deck with a couple of strong points that's getting rolled by every opponent we're facing. And if I just lean into the freaking cycling deck, we have a busted cycling deck. We did put all the eggs in one basket, but keep in mind, we mutated with a Heron, and like we got our value back. Ultimately, we got a land off the Fertilid, 2 cards off the Heron, or you know, a card off the Heron, and 3 activations off the Star X. We got 4 extra cards, 5 if you count the land. So even though it was brutal to get that blown out of the sky, we got tons of value off of it before it died. Yeah, we're gonna gust so we can actually do some attacking, I guess. Maybe. Certainly have to cast our gusts. What are we doing if not? Yeah, no attacks here. Scatter on the way down. Try to find something to win with here. Still have Sharknado we could find. Make a big flyer. Make a 4/4 and a 2/2 flyer. But we're going to use this right now. Five, 6, 7, 8. So we can pump twice. This is effectively a 7/7. And 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's not enough to kill it. So we do get to attack with the Wag. Probably get 1 pump out of it and then hold Subdual Gust here, or you know, hold Subdual and have the Gust. Let's see what they want to do on blocks. I counted right, didn't I? 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Maybe they wanted to force shields down here. Singularity, you don't know how passing the Star X changes the draft, but if the play you did make produces a deck you're passing that's insane, certainly jumping into that deck, it was going to be there for you, right? Yeah, the thing with back for more explaining that play is that, I mean, they didn't need the Honey Mammoth dead. They already had the 7/7. Yeah, we gust the worm and then counter on the way back down. Just again, though, like, we need to find something to actually win with. Hey, that qualifies. Play this. Send with this. Might want to subdue the wag, counter the worm, and then make the biggest darn shark we can. Do this so they can't get big on their turn. But in what world does the butterfly effect make the deck? I mean, certainly, like, I'm saying this, the cycling deck was wide open. I don't see how passing the Star X makes it less wide open. I know what you mean, though. There are some weird scenarios where it's like, oh, because the person who did take that deck takes the Star X instead, then cycling makes its way around the table, and everybody takes a little bit of the cycling instead, and so instead of actually one bomby cycling deck ending up in your lap, everybody takes the pieces because of exactly how it played out, and instead, you know, I get that that can happen. It's just super unlikely, right? The baseline probability is that if you had been in the seat that was wide open, you would get a crazy good deck, right? You would get that deck. I know we didn't know that then. I'm not trying to be hindsight 2020, but I am saying I do often, you know, my general philosophy is to try to lean into the cycling deck if it's there, and I didn't. But Star X is a good card. Maybe it'll provide us. We haven't lost. We could still make it to the finals. I need to win nonstop here, but we're not out of it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not playing around anything, right? We'll see what they got. Well, I'm going to mutate and try to make a monster then. So 5/8, it could become a 7/10. 5/8, still enough to get through everything here. Maybe I'm supposed to make a 5/8 hexproof and just a hard cast the Recluse. I'm going to send in... Oh, we'll get 4 counters, right. Well, is that worth it? Do we want to do that? What does that do for us? Just makes us a little vulnerable back the other direction. I mean, they're just chumping. They're going to chump this. Like, if we attack with the 5/8 right now, they're going to chump that. They're going to chump with the Brushwag that can't do anything anyway. I'm just wondering if we need to make it the Abyss yet. That's all. I guess. Fine. Some calls to hold. It's cute. Hey, Jammer. Awesome. Glad you heard me on LR. Thanks for showing up here. If we can find ourselves a Dreamtail Heron, we can just win off that. It feels like it doesn't really matter either way. I mean, maybe there's some more value for, like, because they might have discard. Like, you don't want to get it discarded from your hand either. But it just feels like as is going to Abyss until they lose. Yeah, how many is that? Took all of our naturalists. Had to first pick one to get one. It's a pretty bad pack. I mean, discard honestly is wildly unlikely. They're splashing black. Most people are not splashing black for discard. That being said, what is it? Memory leak can show up in any deck. Start sending the naturalist when there is no other thing to chump. If they only have one blocker, we'll send a naturalist as well. Wilt. All right, now I'll attack with both. By getting with the naturalist, this does make the Terran lethal as a 9 power. I'm not going to cycle this for sure. Right now, Plan A is working fine, so I'm not going to do anything until Plan A stops working. Yeah, we're not even doing Channel Force in this. We took it out of this build. Yeah. Do we get one game today at least? All right, one game is ours, it looks like. Anything else we want to do here? We see the capture here. We already got the Wilt. All these naturalists. Plummet, double plummet. Man, I guess we're just going to get our stuff knocked out of the sky. And they've got good removal. What are you going to do about it? Like, we can make that... We can try and put the Heron and not go all in on flying baskets. Convolute. Look, though. Look how bad Convolute is on this board. If these games are going to this type of time, I really don't want a Convolute in the deck. I'd rather bring it back for more on that splash. I'd be down for that. I'm gonna try that one. Where'd it go? Oh, I already put it in. Okay, so then we could take out a Scatter. Let's try the back for more. So Ominous hasn't done anything either, but it's a lot worse without the plan to turbo it with Channel Force. Maybe I bring in the Essence Scatter and just cut this Seize. I'm going to do that. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I know this is unusual time, but cool circumstances. Trying to have some kind of respectable showing here, but scrapping to find any kind of win. Just got our first win of the day. We have a Fertilid and a and something else finds lands, right? Maybe I'm forgetting. What else do we have besides Fertilid? Maybe I am low on sources for that. I thought we had a natural third source. I was looking to have 3. We at least have the 2, but maybe we only have 2. They're getting their back for more set up. I'm not going to cycle my Wilt because I have things to do coming up. Like if we were stone out of stuff to do, I would cycle that, but I don't mind a Recluse here. Hard cast Recluse, make him have counters or do something. So we can make that a 2/3 at instant speed. Nothing to do for 4 mana unless we specifically want to Wilt and Subdual. I doubt we want to do that, so I'm going to have Falls here. Might Subdue after they send in the Boar, and then we can start bouncing. Oh yeah, Naturalist may be what I was thinking of as my splash for creature-based stuff, but certainly the splashes have been non-creature, so I don't think I was trying to count the Naturalist. Do I care? Do I care? If we're going to try and mutate the Starix onto the Recluse, then I probably care enough to slow this down a bit. So I'm going to subdue it and try to block. All right, Razor, we'll catch you. Another Subdual, and we are going to try to move in on a big Recluse. I'm worried about Capture Sphere, but we have the Wilt for that. That's one reason I'm holding the Wilt, so that if their answer is enchantment-based, we can get rid of it. Could Subdue again, make a 2/5 or a 1/5 and block that as well. We're in game 3, so we did win 1 game. And what are we doing about this? Here, I'm just going to let it go. I really don't want to do anything where we lose the Recluse, because our whole plan is to mutate onto it, and I don't want that to happen. I mean, I don't want that to not happen. Did they show us a convolute? Are we gonna get this convoluted? I'm not sure we can play around it. We got to try and do our thing here. Yeah. I'm not feeling great about the chances of resolution here, but I also don't know what our plan is if not to try and do it. So I'm going to try and do it. Feel like this is going to whiff though. Oh, so lucky. All right. Came up Millhouse for once for us here. That's not bad either. Let's keep this giraffe lid down thing here. Hopefully they got nothing but plummets and we just won't send this in the air. Will it hold? That was a nice turn, but I'm not confident of our ability to win unless this Starix lives to see an untap without fetters of pacifism or whatever. Okay. We were worried about that. We have the wilt. And we're going to surprise them with it at the end of their turn. Although we could go shields down now, but there's not really... Like, there's the uncommon, but I don't think we're going to get this countered. And it's more valuable to me to spring the fact that the Starix is going to be around for business at the end of their turn than it is for me to try and play around a possible convolute here. Which, because we can play... Or possible hard counter, I should say. Yeah, we're going to keep Starix firmly on the ground. That's definitely the plan there. They're worried about all this open mana. We just have a bunch of reactive stuff, not a flash creature, though. I mean, we can't even make it fly yet. Let's get the temptation before we decide on that anyway. But the answer is no. Not gonna risk a flying Starix. Could subdue in response to a plummet. That's not actually ridiculous. I mean, it would turn it into a 6/8 on the ground, but that's not the worst. Let's scatter that, though. Nice scatter. Also sets us up to be sure to wilt. Flooding out a bit. Should we be at 16 with the cycling? It's not like we've cycled, though. I think we just happen to be flooding. We also have lots of top ends and stuff, so... Not lots, but enough top end that we don't want to risk... We have something to do with our mana, at least. Alright, this is fine. They're probably going to go for a Mega Block, and 6, 7, 8, 9... Reduced by 2 makes 7 total power, which is not enough to kill the Starix, so if they go for a big gang block here, we should be still okay. Okay, they're just chumping anyway. All right. Maybe trying to find their own mutation, but if so, we can respond with the Subdual to prevent Starix from being mutated upon. So that's my plan if they try to mutate onto their own Starix here. All right. Not what I thought, but we're going to respond here, and it still saves our creature. Oh, we're just ripping lands. I'm afraid there's like some way we somehow end up losing this, but I mean, all I can do is attack with our Mega Beast and hope it's enough here. Maybe I'll throw some full control bluffs in. Like that. I mean, come on! It's been a day. Doing what we can. Hey, at least it's not a land. This won't be coming to decking. 17 to 19. You still attack here? Why? Four lands left in the deck out of 18 cards. Two dead plummets in Janyan's hand. And we're going to find a heron just to make it tough on us. No, they're going to find a heron just to end the game on us. Well, I'm going to hope they forgot about reach. Doesn't matter, we can't win. So if I send both, they double block and take 2, go to 3, but we lose our Starix, so still no attacks. Three lands left. 2 lands left. Well. Hello, Heron. Are we supposed to hard cast this? No, I think we draw a card. I think we mutate. I think we mutate onto the symbiote. And then it gets, it'll get plummeted, but we draw a card off it. And if we don't, we win. Yeah, Starix would trigger twice and then die. And we don't have many lands left, so what would it find? Brushwag, Naturalist, Fertilid, Glowstone Recluse, Heron number 2, or the Shark, or the Terron. I mean, there's Sandworm. There's some stuff it could hit. If they don't have Plummet, we win. If they do have Plummet, we at least drew a card. I'm not going to give up the Starix, though. I'm going to go on Symbiote. We get the card. If they don't have Plummet, we straight up win. If they do have Plummet, we've at least drawn a card. and converted our useless ground dude into something like a typhoon. Oh, did I do that wrong? Did I mess up? No, I put the heron on top. Why isn't this? Oh, it only gets one. I was thinking it got two. Never mind. Never mind. I was counting two counters on heron, but it only gets one. All right, we're gonna try to cycle into a big shark and watch they drew the other plummet. You know they drew the other plummet. But it has to be that, or we get him again. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can make another 8/8 shark. Seems like they're deciding whether or not to offer a trade here for damage. Ooh, that's interesting. Could be ram through or something. But our 8/8 survives that, so I'm going to let him do all this because the Typhoon wins as is. So let's encourage them to do stuff. Do it all. Whatever you got, we're going to try to just win with this. And doesn't give life link, so that's cool. We got it. All right, we came up with one. I might do a quick edit of this deck. Like, the red wasn't looking great. How are we even splashing? Maybe I'm not putting enough in there on the splash. Yeah, I think cutting the splash in general is going to feels more correct to me. And then bringing in even just like the capture sphere and wilt. Yeah, I think I was thinking I had 2 fertilid, but we don't. We could bring in the wilt and the crystal. The crystal helps with the back for more. But I think we'll just do wilt and keep it 2 color here. Apparently, Ham's deck was bonkers, right? Let's see. Sorry, I got to go back into my my 1, 2, 1. And what does that put me? Who is our final opponent? So I was in there facing off probably Tupperware. It's going to be Tupperware. Yep, Tupperware. I think I will. Let's see. I'm going to put that. Swamp. Crystal. Back for more. Crystal. I'm going to try supporting the black splash better. And maybe I should cut the C's, given that I cut that force. I think the C's is actually really not good here. Too slow. We're not... My idea was C's plus channeled force would be good, but I don't think we had it there. Tupperware is battling in a game, so we're going to wait for that challenge. Yep. If we can win this last one against Tup, we get to at least play in the finals. Finishing 2-1 with this deck would be great. I love some of the top end, but again, we're just a little weak on the bottom end and a little low on interaction. So we're going to see how that goes. With Tupperware needing a few minutes to wrap up his game, I'm going to go get a little snacker and be right back. Looks like we have a meme redemption, though. So it's dealer's choice. What am I? How about sale? Exactly. The next draft is a fresh draft with... Oh yeah, I haven't updated my record at all. It's 1-1. Here we go. All right, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna hit the bathroom and get a snack while I'm waiting anyway. So stretch your legs, everybody, and come help me get one more win, all right? We got this. Keeper, it depends on when the bots update. I mean, they may update the bots to really tamp down cycling in the bot deck, so you just have to read the bots whenever they come back. Still don't have Tups here, so I'll still be right back. Hold on. Hey, gang. Still waiting on Tup. It looks like... Oh, he's typing now. All right, he's ready. Good timing. Thanks, Mama. Here we go. Can we make it to the next draft? Comes down to this. We need to beat Tup to advance. Seems like a good start. We're going to keep. Played a land, it didn't snap to Tup's turn, so we know Lord Tupperware has cycling there. Well, we passed Kahira, and Tup managed to actually companion Kahira. I felt we were way too far away to companion Kahira. We're going to cycle the Sandworm here, drop a Fertilid on 3, and then see what we get into from there. It's like a rough time to be on the draw, since we didn't come down with defense on 2, and Tup found a 3-power 3-drop, although now Tup isn't adding to the board on a creature front, at least. All right. If we slot in a Thornwood, we don't get to cast something this turn, and that's unacceptable. So we got to play a land so we can cast Fertilid. Can't kill the Thundermane. I recognize we may be just sending Fertilid into Doom here. Maybe I shouldn't. I just don't know what to do besides at least make Tup spend his turn on the Thundermane. Again, I was also going to say, I also feel like he doesn't really have a hyper cycling deck. It looks like it's more around Kahira. So I took a risk, and that worked out okay. And now I like block and activate twice, and then maybe we can even just bring out the Terron next turn and then Star X onto the Hexproof Terron. I think that's going to be my plan here. Well, definitely throwing the block here and seeing what Tup wants to do about it. Wow, Tup is willing to just take the trade here. Interesting. Well, with a Starix around the corner, we could just take this, but I really like just dropping the Hexproof and making them have an answer to our Hexproof situation. So I'm going to do it. We're going to get the lands. I mean, I think he's just trying to get us dead. Not a bad plan. But we're going to go Thornwood for a little extra life and a Hexproof. And then hope that between Starix and Capture Sphere coming up, we can hold here. Stuck on land. All right, now we have to be careful, though, because, well, we do have block go to 1, even if we don't find anything great here. But I think we have to go for the Starix, because we can hard cast Starix, I suppose, to get wide that way. But I'm going to risk the mutate and see if we can't find something. Our luck, we'll find a land. Stop talking about luck, Ryan. There's a chance we'll find land, a chance we'll not. Here we go. Let's figure it out. Let's see what happens. We did not find land. Good for us. 2 creatures is fantastic. Especially a 6/6 Hexproof. We have our black now, so I'm also going to cycle this crystal. But this was big because now our 6/6 can go on the 3/5, and the Heron threatens to trade with the other 2. Even having hit a Heron, is it better than just having a 6/6? You mean a 6/6 and a 3/6 Hexproof versus the... Yeah, I mean, I think it's really good for this to get going, because if we find more mutate, we get multiples. I'm just going to keep it going. All right, well now, I'm a little worried. This is going to unlock Tup's hand. That's interesting. Lots to do here. But it is going to start... I'm going to mutate onto the Starix. Oops. Well, at least our pack one, pick one is doing serious work now. And 6 mana lets us capture Gust or Gust Scatter. So we're going to start with the Gust and then capture. I guess we can... What do we want? Rocket, my god. I'm not worried about the back for more now. I think we're looking in better shape. I think we Gust the Thundermane and counter that on the way back down, because that can throw some real damage around if Tup finds more cycling. So that's going to be my play here. That's interesting. Ideally, we only scatter here, and then we can make Typhoon and actually play the Capture Sphere if we want. Don't think... Could we attack? We can attack with this one, given our hand. I'm going to send the Flying Heron here, take a little bit of a risk, but start moving forward on aggression. And I might be doing fancy play in terms of thinking about hard casting the Shark Typhoon, because we can just make 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We could just make a game-winning flyer at the end of Tup's turn. And that's super annoying. But maybe we can just get there from here anyway. Oh, scatter. A little bit late on the scatter. Yeah, now it seems like hard casting is the way to go, right? This changes everything. And also, we might be able to get him... thinking he's going to be able to tap more than he can, because we can Capture Sphere at the end of his turn to eliminate one of these as a tapper. And with a 4/4 and 7, they got Vigilance. Now I actually like sending the 6/6. Do you agree? 3/4 threatens here, although they can tap, tap, tap. Yeah, no, we can't do it, right? Just wins if we do that. Well, we do have the Capture Sphere, that's the thing. But I like no attacks. No, I think with all this tapping, we just need to hold back. You want to send the 3/4? I guess as long as we keep the hexproof back, then we have a good defense. All right, let's send it in. And I guess we tap the 4/6. Although if we find any of our removal, this is what we want to kill. So maybe we're actually just supposed to tap the 3/5. I'll do that. Doing it while tapped out. I don't. You all might. Some of you may have watched Tup Draft, but I have no idea what's in his deck. No spoilers. Don't give me any information that I wouldn't get from just being a member of this pod as I've been. Oh, this is so not my deck. GG Live. Oh, interesting. Great. This is fantastic. This just like wins us the game-ish. But gonna see what he wants to tap first, and then we'll play that. Gonna say no attacks. Well, let's see. Can I attack? This one's frozen. This is going to not do anything. This is going to be very nullified, very nerfed. So a 2/6, 2/5. Still, well, it can't tap it with this. This has got summoning sickness. I just want to make sure we don't die on the way back. I'm going to say no. Yeah, I'm going to be extra cautious. There's just, like, I feel like nullifying this Felidar is big game for us, and I'm going to play it safe. This cycling is why I wanted this Savai Thundermane countered over even the Kahira. Just feel like it was going to actually kill stuff and put a life cushion on if we let it resolve. Yeah, the Zenith Flare Capper would just be like, all right, I guess we got by the Mythic Uncommon. Yeah, flail engaged, which is great to see, but no guarantees. They could flail. Yeah, were they counting? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cycling. So we don't have death to the face, although when combined with an all out, we have 1, 2, 3. We'd have to block everything to make sure we don't lose to a Zenith Flare. 6. Oh, did I miss it? I thought I counted 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this one has cycling. I was looking down here at the bottom. Like, they all have cycling at the bottom. This one has cycling up top. Fertilid, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Fertilid doesn't stop the win or contribute in any way, shape, or form. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We have Xaxes in the air. I'm going to let this resolve because I guess I'm sad if he specifically has removal for like our 2/2. Maybe I'm just supposed to counter it because to add a 2/2. I'm going to let it resolve. Gust is nice, and we don't even need it yet. Let's just see if what we've got is enough. And then Gust of Wind, it says 2, but it should make a 4/4. And still keep us alive here. So we're going to send back Fertilid. Yeah, send back Orphan Guard because he'll be very keen to replay it. And then we get another 2/2. The fact that we're worried about Zenith Flare in this deck just shows how powerful and dumb that card is, because, like, it was funny, we played it, like, Friday, All right, we got game one. We played it Friday though in a deck where it was like people were like, "Well, you don't have much cycling at all. It's only going to be like you're only going to have like 3 cycling in your graveyard. We had like 8 cycling or something. I was like, you're just not going to have much cycling in your yard. Oh, so it's only going to be a lightning helix." I mean, I know lightning helix is 2 mana. What was the 4 mana one? Like basically GRN had a 4 mana deal 3, gain 3. Yeah, there was a 4 mana split card in GRN that was effectively 4 mana. One side of it was 4 mana deal 3, gain 3, and it was amazing. You loved it. It was like, yeah, integrity intervention. You like always took it. You always fist pumped it playing the intervention side. And it's like Zenith Flare in a bad deck is as good as an intervention. Better. Like, doesn't intervention only hit creatures? No, it's probably any target. Anyway, I should be sideboarding. What do we think? Guarding against orphans. Some cycling, 5-color cycling weirdness, 4-color cycling, I guess no black we saw. No, there's memory leak, but I don't know if there's any swamps. I don't know. I think we just kind of have the deck we have here. I don't see much to add. I think Tup's got to stop us, and we're hoping he doesn't. It's playable, Divine Arrow, but it's not amazing, right? It has that classic problem with white removal where in order for it to be removal, blocking has to have happened, and ideally your removal, especially in aggro colors, is about clearing blockers, not getting rid of them once they do block. All right, very keepable. Have Scatter for a turn 3 Orphan Guard if Tups goes for it. No guard here, but we're going to cycle the Sandworm unless he comes up with another creature we want to counter. Wow. Hello, creature we need to counter. Got this Capture Sphere, kind of showing why I don't like Capture Sphere. Capture Sphere on both of these creatures sucks. I think we gust here, though, looking for ways back. I have never seen a format where Capture Sphere was awesome. I've seen it range from, I really don't like to draft this at all. Like, I tried to never play it in GRN to, yeah, it's playable. It's fine. Like, to me, that's its upper end. Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, we're going to go Crystal and Cycle, but why do we want to do that? We already have our black. I'm going to cycle both of these. I'm going to go Gust here. And I'm going to do it on Thundermane. Attack before Gust? They had a 4-3. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they don't block, but I'm not going to give them that option. Oh, are you thinking Gust is instant? It's a sorcery. Yeah, maybe I'm not supposed to attack there. We'll get hit by the Orphan Guard. I see. Trade Recluse for Thundermane on the post bounce. Okay, that's an interesting play. I didn't see that line. That's an interesting line to consider. I'm fine with what we did, but wish I had considered that line. Interesting play to cycle ahead of replaying the Thundermane. Well, now with 5 mana, we could play the Crystal with the intent to just hardcast the Sandworm next turn. It kind of makes me just want to hardcast the Sandworm in a couple of turns and still cycle this and just look for a natural casting. I think we definitely want to hardcast the Worm now. I'm really just trying to figure out if I'm accelerating to it, because the trouble is we play the Crystal, then we're kind of 2-for-1ing ourselves to play the Sandworm. Whereas, yeah, we can just go Sphere, Wag, and still get there. So let's do that. Let's do Wag with Sphere up. Now, because we can also hold... We are threatening to make this a 4-4. Interesting. So, somewhat offering a double block if we're not afraid of what they might have as a combat trick. But we did see Arrow last game, so I was hoping... This is interesting. I was hoping the threat of the Brushwag would simply cause Tupperware to not attack, but since he did... But if it's an Arrow, then we still lose out big time. I don't want to get blown out by Arrow. So it's got to be no blocks this time. Yeah, I guess pump single block works. We can. I'll do that. It's such an Arrow, but let's make it only be a 1-for-1. And it kind of I mean, he can follow with the Thundermane, so could still be a 2-spell turn, which maybe makes it worth doing for him. But I'm happy to get the Arrow out of the hand here, actually, with us trying to get a Sandworm that we're hoping takes over. I don't understand. They send in a 3-5. We block with a 4-4 and a 2-3. They arrow the 4-4, and then the 3-5 kills the 2-3 G-Guards. Am I missing something? I'm often missing something. So here we go. I could play the Crystal, guarantee a Sandworm next turn, but I'd rather cycle the Crystal, and then, hey, if we find a land, we got it. If we don't find a land, hey, more action, right? But now on this board, I'm going to Capture Sphere one of the Goriacs, I think, although, yeah, this is rough. I'm going to do one of these, though. Obvious arrow is obvious. But we'll throw the Recluse on the Orphan Guard and make him use it. 3/5. We don't have blocks, so we're just going to take it. We'd just be trading something off. We don't have 5 power, so we're not going to block. Now we can't. We could. Yeah, we could consider. Yeah, that's the thing. I would triple block. Yeah, which is why I pulled it back. I would play around the arrow by putting everything in on Kahira. Did I? Oh yeah, because I capture sphered. That's right. That's why I couldn't cycle. So now we gotta definitely. If you hard cast the Heron, we have a couple of blockers. But with the Brushwag, the Brushwags are so not blockers, I think we should just mutate onto the Brushwag. And then we still have a cycle potential. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm hoping to... I'm going to cycle the crystal. That's my plan. And that's why we're going to... we're going to hit land at some point here. Triple block on the Orphan Guard. If it had attacked, wouldn't have lost all our creatures, right? I'm not sure what we're talking about. Rule? I think that puts too much of our eggs in one basket. I want a couple of higher toughness things here. That looks ugly, but we're not dead. We are merely...
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
Well, we got to try this. And then I'm going to throw a chump here. And I'm going to take the 3. That's pretty rough. Subdual? Not enough. Right now, 2 blockers is not enough, so we actually have to cycle the worm now. But if we find something, we're not out of it. That was not the right thing to find. Yeah, we can subdual Kahira, but we still lose, right? Still losing in this spot. Yeah, make him attack, but... Too much. Too many Goriacs? Ugh. No, I'm not bringing in a plummet for the cat. Kahira kind of makes me want to bring the red back in so we have like Fire Prophecy, but yeah, we just have to hope we find the Essence Scatters on time. Wilt. See anything this time to be worth bringing in the Wilt? Not really. All right. Come on, Heart of the Cards, one-time dealer. Let's advance to the next round. That'd be cool. The leech is possible, but boy, that's pretty clunky. I don't know. He's dropping stuff so quickly, I'm afraid of the clunkiness of that, but maybe it'd be okay. There he is. All right, let's get this one. Come on. Ah. Well, it's a keep. Drat! I'm gonna throw back a forest. If we don't draw more than if we don't do anything, yeah, we need to draw more land anyway. I'm gonna be greedy. Try to get all value out of this. Just need any land, and Fertilid still comes out on 3. If I do this and we don't find a land by 3, I guess we're just extra under it today. But I'm going to take a little... I like to be greedy when I mulligan, because you need a little greed to get out of the mulligan. There we go. Maybe even... I guess if they play that 3-2, I would counter it. So I'll play the island out. Back for more. If we go shields down, we're basically saying go ahead and cast Kahira. Do we want to let him cast Kahira, or do we want to hold up the scatter? If we hold up the scatter, it becomes kind of obvious. And if Tup doesn't play into our scatter, we need to scatter whatever he does. I'm not going to untap without having played anything. Kind of makes me want to Fertilid, so that we can set up for this back for more, you know. I'm going to go shields down here. We also have Gust of Wind Essence Scatter combo that we can get going after Dreamtail for pretty cheap. Mm-hmm. Well, now I'm going to wait. We show that we are out of mana, and that we almost certainly want to use the Fertilid to go get some. I sure do, but if Kahira attempts to come down, I will scatter. It still can, though. This all happens at instant speed. But is it tapped? Yeah, it's tapped anyway. Alright, we're gonna counter Kahira. Does too much for Tup to not counter. Ugh, again. Do we attack here? I don't want to block with the Fertilid because I intend to remove a counter from it if we don't Essence Scatter. That makes me want to send in the Fertilid. And continue to hold here on another Essence Scatter or a Fertilid activation. Thundermane, too important, because if we let this happen, he's going to come after our Fertilid. Got a lot of cycle 1 in the deck, and he'd cycle 1 and burn our Fertilid out. Thanks, deck. Thanks, deck. Real rough. Real rough. I'm not, like, this, whatever, this would be fine. We just need a little bit of frickin' land, a little bit of frickin' luck, and I can't find it. Can't find the luck when I need it. Really frustrating. If I crystal now, we're passing the turn at 13, taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess we'd at that point maybe throw Fertilid on Kahira. I think we're better off cycling on a Prayer or Recluse. Yeah. Might just have to Recluse and hope he's out of action. I'm on that. Like, this is stupid. Magic being magic at us at just the worst time. Not dead yet, though, but looking grim. We need to have a really big turn next turn, and for Tup not to have an astounding turn this turn, or we're going to be in some trouble. Well, what can we play around? Anything? If it's +2/+1 the team, can we play around that? I mean, not really. Like, if we don't block it, we die. If we do block it, we get blown out. So if it's charge, we can't play around charge because the charge, damned if we do, damned if we don't. If we block and it's charge, if Tups has charge, we lose. So I'm going to play like he doesn't have charge, but also, when a good player does this, folks, you're dead. Like, Tups does not make this attack unless we are effing dead. Doesn't matter, heard before. You want to call? You want to bet? Anybody want to bet with me? I'm not even saying that it's charge per se, heard. I'm saying Tups doesn't attack like this unless we're dead. But that being said, well, I guess we do a slight attack. Let's see what. I misclicked talking about it. Sorry. I'll give him an oops. All right, Subdual shrinks, and we can do it as an instant, so maybe we can kind of get him. I honestly didn't see we were at 0 hourglasses until we were almost at them, and then I panic blocked. All right, probably arrow, but we'll start here. Well, actually, let's do it here, because this becomes a 2/2 and this becomes small, right? So we're going to do it this way. Here comes the arrow that was the heart of Tup's cards. Not dead yet, though. Could find land and... I swear. Just laughed at by our own deck. Do we even have any play? We have cycle to a Brushwag and play the 1-mana Brushwag to chump the 2-power. That was not at Tupperware, that was at Magic the Gathering for shuffling me like that. What a crappy way to go out. Seriously, it makes me hate this game. Of course I don't hate this game, I love this game, but those moments are just like, come on! Well, honestly, we did more with that deck than I kind of thought. And we almost made the next cut. Just so many struggles on the mana front today. If we could just gotten a little luckier there, maybe we find 2 wins out of that. But yeah, I'm taking tomorrow off. I'm going to lick the wounds. And call it good. Have a happy Memorial Day. I'm going to have a memorial for that deck and for my chance at that follow-up event.